How goes the family? Welcome back to Patterson Properties. I just had a little epiphany. I was watching a video on YouTube, and I said, you know what? I could definitely rant about this mindset. Mindset is everything when it comes to real estate. Okay, and I've heard the thing of a lot of people's like, well, I have investments in stock market. I got investments in gold, bonds, all that good stuff. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, nothing at all. However, I will say, because I have the same as well. But having an investor's mindset, see, is basically you having the same mind frame of having to know when you see an opportunity presented in front of you and to know how to seize that opportunity and capitalize on that opportunity. Problem is with a lot of people is they have a worker's mindset, and there's nothing wrong with that. I used to have one at the same time until I somewhat kind of got educated on specific things. So we all get educated. We learn every day. You evolve, you disappear. I say that all the time. Now, investor's mindset. What is the deal with the investor's mindset? I'll tell you what the deal is with the investor's mindset. Investor will look at a $400,000 to $500,000 house and say, "Hey, this is a nice house. I could live in this house. Maybe I could possibly turn this house into a rental property one day. And then, if I want to, and if I'm smart with my money, I could take out equity or pretend." Specifically home equity line of credit on my house. Now, if you own the more expensive your house and start looking at a house like this, the more expensive the house that you own, the more possibilities that you can create and opportunities you can create in your life. Now, if you have a $400,000 to $500,000 home or $200,000 $300,000 home, you can basically borrow up to 90% from a HELOC, home equity line of credit, from your house. Now, if you're smart, you use that money not to buy a nice car, but you will use that money to buy more real estate in cheaper markets. So say if you live in Washington, D.C. or Northern Virginia or Maryland, what have you, or if you even live in New Jersey, New York, places that, Philadelphia, Miami, Houston, places that are being gentrified or that have been gentrified, or Los Angeles or Seattle, Portland, the list goes on and on, Denver, Colorado, whatever. And you own real estate that costs up to $400,000 to $500,000. Okay, you can take up a significant amount of money that if you go to cheaper markets like Indiana, Pennsylvania, like I do, parts of Maryland, Baltimore, or even parts of Virginia, like Richmond and whatnot. Like when I say cheaper markets, I mean markets that are way that you're not interested in living in, but markets that are way below the value of your home that you're currently living in. You're living in the higher market. You want to invest in the cheaper markets if you're just starting out, in my personal opinion. That's how I get down. Everybody else is different. Okay. So say if you go to a place where you see real estate that costs between $35,000 to $45,000 to $50,000 to $60,000. 2019, that's considered a decent price, and you can find those houses in areas that's considered decent. Not quote unquote the ghetto, the hood, but not quote unquote high cities level of society or anything of that nature. But you find a place like that, and if you know that, you obviously do your research, and you can find a significant amount of decent renters, ensure that your mortgage is low, and you can look at the prices in the area and check and see if you can rent for a specific amount. Like say if their mortgage is $200-300 a month, but you can rent that house or a duplex, preferably a duplex or a multiplex. If you can rent that out for $600 to $800 a unit, or if it's just one place, you can rent it out for $700-800. Then you're making a little bit of a profit. Then you have yourself a little bit of an asset, and then over time, if you want to, you can take out a home equity line of credit on that place. And if you take a home equity line of credit out on your own place, then you can buy at least 2 to 3 places if you pick the right market. Obviously, it's all about research, so everybody's different, and I'll leave it at that. So, just had that thought. It's a little bit of a real estate rant, as I call it, and I had to put it out there. And don't just live in a beautiful place. Get something out of that beautiful place and seize the moment of having assets, especially if you're a person who has the luxury of having a nice place to live in. Don't just live in a nice place and say, "Hey, I got a nice house, 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, garage, blah blah blah." That's been done before. It's nothing special. Take some money out, buy some real estate, do something, build an empire so you can leave your kids, because they always say you can hand down the business to your child, but you cannot hand down a job. All right. So that's my little Patterson Properties thought rant for the day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thumbs up, share, subscribe, and all that great stuff. Go out there, buy some real estate. Take care.